Kamala Harris, a trailblazer of her time. Her full name is Kamala Devi Harris, and her journey stands as a powerful testament to the struggles, resilience, and breakthroughs of American democracy. She once said, "Democracy should never be taken for granted. Guard it with all your strength." These weren't just words for her, they were a way of life. Protecting democracy, she emphasized, is not a passive act. It demands effort, sacrifice, and unwavering determination. But within that struggle, there is a quiet joy, a joy rooted in knowing that progress is possible, because ultimately, it is we the people who hold the power to shape the future of this nation. To her campaign team, her army of volunteers, and to all those who made her mission theirs, Kamala offered heartfelt gratitude. She thanked them for opening the gates of the democratic process wider than ever before, bringing in voices that had long been unheard. Kamala Harris became a figure of historic significance when she was elected as the 49th Vice President of the United States. She holds the distinction of being the first woman, the first African American, and the first Asian American to ever serve in that office. Her election shattered centuries-old barriers and brought an entirely new narrative to the American political landscape. Born on October 20, 1964, in Oakland, California, Kamala was raised in a home rich in culture, diversity, and intellect. Her mother, Shyamala Gopalan, was a Tamil Indian biomedical scientist known for her groundbreaking work in breast cancer research. Her father, Donald Harris, is a Jamaican-born professor of economics who taught at Stanford University. Kamala grew up embracing both her South Asian and African heritage. Her maternal grandfather, V.V. Gopalan, an Indian diplomat, had a profound influence on her early life. She and her younger sister, Maya Harris, were raised in a spiritually inclusive environment, frequenting both Hindu temples and Black Baptist churches. When she was only 7, her parents separated, and her mother was granted full custody of the children. The family then moved to Montreal, Quebec, Canada, where Kamala attended Westmount High School. Even as a teenager, she demonstrated a deep sense of justice and leadership. Later, she returned to the United States to study at the prestigious Howard University, one of the most respected historically Black colleges. There, she majored in political science and economics. Kamala's educational path didn't stop there. She went on to earn her Juris Doctor, JD, from UC Hastings College of the Law in 1989 and was admitted to the California bar the following year. From 1990 to 1998, Kamala Harris served as a deputy district attorney in Alameda County, where she prosecuted serious crimes including murder, sexual assault, and child abuse. Her fierce sense of justice and empathy toward victims gained her respect across the legal community. In the late 1990s, she joined the San Francisco District Attorney's Office, and later, in 2000, was appointed to lead the Community and Neighborhood Division under City Attorney Louise Rennan. It was in 2003 that she made history, defeating Terrence Hallinan to become the District Attorney of San Francisco. She was the first South Asian and Black woman to ever hold that role. Kamala was re-elected in 2007, and during her time as DA, she implemented a series of reformative justice programs. One such program helped first-time drug offenders obtain high school diplomas and secure employment, offering them a second chance rather than incarceration. In 2009, she published her first book, Smart on Crime, A Career Prosecutor's Plan to Make Us Safer, where she analyzed criminal justice issues through the lens of public safety and economics. Her career then expanded into broader roles. She worked closely with the California District Attorneys Association and the National District Attorneys Association, helping to shape prosecution policies across the country. In 2010, Kamala Harris campaigned for the position of Attorney General of California, facing off against Los Angeles DA Steve Cooley. In a closely watched race, she emerged victorious. On January 3, 2011, she took office, making history once again as the first woman of Jamaican and Indian descent to become California's top law enforcement official. She was re-elected in 2014, defeating Republican Ronald Gold. In 2016, Kamala ran for the United States Senate from California. She triumphed over opponent Loretta Sanchez with 62% of the vote, and on January 3, 2017, she was sworn in as a U.S. Senator. Kamala Harris quickly became a prominent national voice on issues of immigration, civil rights, and justice reform. In 2019, she entered the race for the 2020 Democratic presidential nomination, delivering powerful speeches and proposing progressive policies. Despite her campaign gaining traction, she eventually exited the race due to financial constraints and endorsed Joe Biden. On August 11, 2020, Joe Biden announced Kamala Harris as his running mate, making her the first Black woman and first South Asian woman to be nominated for vice president by a major political party. The 2020 U.S. presidential election ended with Joe Biden's victory, and Kamala Harris became the vice president-elect of the United States. She took office on January 20, 2021, alongside the 46th president. Her inauguration marked not only a political milestone, but a generational shift in leadership. During her tenure as San Francisco's DA, Kamala launched a hate crimes unit focused on protecting LGBTQ+ youth. She actively opposed Proposition 8 and Proposition 22, which sought to ban same-sex marriage in California. As Attorney General, she introduced the California Homeowner Bill of Rights, giving struggling homeowners more tools to fight foreclosure. This legislation outlawed practices like dual tracking and robo-signing, and gave AGs the authority to prosecute large-scale mortgage fraud. In 2012, Kamala sent official notices to over 100 mobile app developers, urging them to comply with California privacy laws. She warned that failure to display a privacy policy could result in fines of $2,500 0 per app download. On February 12, 2015, she unveiled plans to launch the Bureau of Children's Justice, an agency focusing on reforming foster care, reducing childhood trauma, and addressing truancy and juvenile justice issues. The Bureau was successfully launched later that year. Her achievements earned her multiple honors. In 2004, the National Urban League recognized her as a woman of power, and in 2005, she received the Thurgood Marshall Award from the National Black Prosecutors Association. In her personal life, Kamala Harris married Douglas Emhoff, a California-based attorney, on August 22, 2014. Through this union, she became stepmother to his 2 children. Her sister, Maya Harris, is a political analyst for MSNBC, and her brother-in-law, Tony West, is a former U.S. Justice Department official and now the chief legal officer at Uber. Kamala once said, "Greater than if you are fortunate to have opportunity, it is your duty to make sure other people have those opportunities too." Her story isn't just about being the first in many roles. It's about lifting others as she rises, about breaking barriers so that others don't have to. Kamala Harris didn't just make history, she redefined what's possible.